They gonna fuck you up one day, watch. I didn't even notice that bitch on the roof. They gonna fuck you up one day, watch. And what a lovely morning to have to work on multiple bikes. So, I'm gonna just jump straight in. I got 4 bikes to do in this video today. Now, this includes yesterday's portion, which is the beginning of everything. So, for starters, I'm gonna start off with this bike because it's just a simple oil change. The last break-in oil change on this one. And a couple little things, but I'm not really too stressed out about the little things. As long as I do the oil change, I'm fine with that. Cool. That one right there, I gotta do clutch conversion back to cable from hydraulic until I figure that out. Oil change on that as well. No, I don't gotta do oil change on that yet. Not yet. Cool, once I'm done with whatever I gotta do with that one, then I gotta bring that one back over because I gotta pull that engine, and then that's when the fun happens, right? Between the 2 bikes. So, that being said, I'm gonna just jump straight in and doing what the fuck I gotta do. It's like 7 something. Normally, I don't even be outside this early, but it is what it is. I gotta bring this over. You know what? So I'm gonna just jump into doing what the fuck I gotta do today. Things go as planned. Y'all are gonna see me work on 4 bikes in this video. Maybe 5, definitely 4. Back at the other garage. Now, about to do an oil change on this. I got a couple things that I actually need to take care of. So I need to make a plate that goes in between here. So then that way there's actually a piece of metal between metal and the 3D print, right? Cool. Do the oil change. I'm about to drain that and let that do what it's gonna do. What else was it that I had to do over on this bike? There was something else, and I was just looking at it before I even started recording. Alright, anyway, I'm gonna just do what I gotta do. But this is 1 bike down. It's now 8:30. I don't remember exactly what the fuck else it was. It definitely needs a clean. Oh, I think I was thinking about changing one of the to one of my other wheels, just because that one's very low. For tomorrow, I'll change it back. A zip tie. Got to zip tie a couple of the plastics because yeah, they're kind of loose and jiggly. Oh, the seat. When I'm done, the spot doesn't open up until 9 o'clock. Like I said, it's 8:30 right now, so that's the only reason why I'm over here with this one. I'm gonna ride the bike on this seat over to drop it off, and I'm gonna just ride with a seat in my backpack so I can switch it. It's not too far. See what I could do about that. Yeah, and then I could switch bikes. There's not too much to do on this one, really. Not too much, so I'm gonna just do what I gotta do so I can move on to the next bike. That's right, I know what it was. It was the valve clearance. I wanted to check the valve clearance on it as well. So, yeah, let me get that set the top dead, and then I could do that too while I'm doing this oil change. So I got 1 bike down. I'm actually about to go grab the KP. There is one thing that I do want to do. Well, one last thing that I want to do with this one. So I just need to grab a harness for this light, because my boys have been telling me to put a light on it, and I've been saying no, yada yada yada, whatever. So I'm gonna end up mounting this light on here. I do have a bracket that I have to steal off of the GY6 version of the Monster. I'm gonna actually go to the garage when I go grab the KP and put that on here. But yeah, that's gonna be the goal for this, basically. Somewhere out here, I don't know, I'll figure that out. But yeah, I gotta get a harness for this light, because this was actually supposed to be a dual pod light setup. So I actually cut this harness to be a single setup. So yeah, I gotta go grab a what's the name for this, the bracket. And on the bike number 2 for the day. So let me show you better than I can tell you what's going on here. So you see that gap that formed right there? You see how that gap formed right there? Yeah, the threads broke on this slave cylinder. So that, and I forgot to actually put a heat wrap on it. So the fluid has been boiling. If you look at the brake fluid versus the clutch fluid, which is the same exact fluid. I put it in at the same exact time. Yeah, that looks disgusting. And it's only been, when did I do this? I don't know, like 300 miles. But that 300 miles happened fairly quick. So, yeah, let me find a cable for this so I can go back to cable for now until I figure out which slave cylinder I want to go with. I was looking at a Magora. Now the only thing is I'm looking at basically measuring the distance from here to here, and then I have to measure the actual throw, because the one that I was looking at like two different ones, and one of them is a short body with short threads, so if I had to guess it would be somewhere like over here. The other one is a short body with a long thread base, and the what would this be called for the piston? The plunger, I guess. That was probably about like this long. So I have to actually just do some measuring and see what I could come up with. But honestly, as a proof of concept, I'm going with the cheap parts to figure out if I like it or not, so then that way I'll actually upgrade. I have no problem double buying. It's just a matter of figuring out if I like it or not. I do like the hydraulic clutch. I do actually like that setup, but it's a couple things that I just need to get figured out for my setup. Number one is going to be realistically routing of the hose, because I don't want it to end up being boiled because of the exhaust. So I'm looking at, I have another line, it's long as hell. I'm gonna have to measure it to see how long it is, because I'm probably gonna want to actually get one shorter than that, because realistically I'm looking at going from up there, from around the frame back this way to here, so it'll end up running alongside of the engine. I don't know. See, look, that's the thing. I just need to figure out where exactly I'm gonna put this if I want to stick with the hydraulic. It just depends on the slave cylinder positioning as well. So I don't know. I gotta see. But yeah, let me just find the parts I need to do what I gotta do so I can move on to getting the other bike over here so I can start doing these swaps. Because that's the biggest thing for the day, doing these swaps. Right now, I think it's what, 9:37. Been out here for an hour, so not bad progress. I'm already on the second bike. One thing I want to do before I tear that one apart. Stock 150 with an exhaust on it. That's a cold start. I haven't started this bike today. I had no plans on starting this bike because I kind of want to keep it cold, because I'm about to do this swap and I'm gonna be touching the engine. So this is just a quick, let me show you. Stock 150 on startup, right? Yeah, I know you're not supposed to rev a cold engine. Listen, that's about to come out. Don't worry about that. And then the 300. What's the exhaust that's coming out over here? Hear the difference? So I'm curious how the fuck that other exhaust is gonna sound on that engine. I'll see, but I just wanted to do that real quick before I tore that one apart. And I got bike number 2 for the day done. I had to change back to a cable, which luckily this is actually the cable I pulled off of here. I did find the exact one. It also is a nibby, so yeah, I'm happy with that. I just gotta make sure this ain't gonna be rubbing. I might want to lift it. I don't know. I had to make this bracket. Like, this was a no choice kind of thing. I had to make this bracket because of the location of the threads on here. It's so finicky. But anyway, I'll actually worry about this whole setup later, because once again, I'm going to change that slave cylinder. I'm going back to hydraulic. All right, there was that. Made the bracket. I ended up putting the spring in there. Cool. This is back on here. Did I do anything else to this one? No, just that. Just that. All right, cool. Drop off bike number 2 and go grab bike number 3. And now we're on to bikes number 3 and 4. There's actually no order in which I'm doing anything here. But here's the thing. That engine is coming out. That one's trash. I might rebuild it. I might not. Still don't know what I'm going to do with it. Undecided. Cool. That engine, carburetor, exhaust is going on this bike. That exhaust is going on that engine, which is going on that bike. Then I got to find the throttle tube that originally came off of this bike. Find the throttle cable. Clutch is still on there. I'm changing these forks to that bike because I already changed the fork oil in here. And I have to change the rear sprocket because this one has the super light 30 tooth. No, 32? No, this is the 30. Yeah, this is the super light 30. So, yeah, I need this sprocket. And I need to just get started. So I'm going to just get started. Time check. It's 3:05. Yeah, 3:05. This one's getting ready to come out to go in this frame because I now have that one out. Only thing I need for this bike, which I completely forgot, is the CDI. I know I got it somewhere around here, the stock one. If I find it, I'll put it on. If not, I'm gonna see if this Zamosa one will work on the 223. If it does, I'm gonna just run that one because that's the plan anyway. But realistically, if not, I'll just try to find the stock one. But yeah, no, CG's out. Getting ready to jump on that one so I could get that put on here. Time check, it's 5:07. Got both engines out. Getting ready to pull that engine away so I could actually lean that against the wall, because with no kickstands, I have to lean it against the wall. Cool. Pull that engine over there, get the bottom bolts in, and then yeah, I could actually get the kickstand back on it. But yeah, things that I've done. Got the oil cooler that's going on the black and red bike mounted to the engine mount. Right, cool. What else was it? I got a filter on that. I didn't have to port that, which is actually perfect. That is already port matched. I changed the intake manifold though, and that's actually port matched to the carburetor, so that's perfect. What else did I do? So, you see the difference between these two? This is what just came off of that 150, and this is what's about to go on that 150. This came off of one of my other 150s, so I just did this. Like, it took me a minute to do this by hand. I did use a Dremel to get most of it off. Not a Dremel, a carbide bit to get most of it off. And then I ended up filing it down. But yeah, I got it as matched as possible. So there's that. It's going to get the exhaust. And I'm going to put, where did I put that sprocket at? I'm going to put the 16 tooth on there. Going to put the 16 tooth on the 150. So 150 is going to be a little bit spunkier than it's supposed to be. But I got the parts lying around, so it just is what it is. This one I just took off of the CG250. That's the one that I put on there originally, because that was the original one that I had on the 300. Cool. Now I'm running the 17 on a 300. But this engine actually has an 18 tooth on it. So with that being said, I'm going to run the 18 tooth. I gotta actually change the rear sprocket. I'm just gonna change the sprocket. I'm not gonna change the hub. This hub has a couple hundred miles on it. The ball bearings are starting to get a little notchy, starting to. That's a brand new hub bearing, so that's fine. This is actually the one that came off of the other one. I just put it onto this bike. But anyway, yeah, let me get to moving this engine so I could do what I gotta do with this one. I knew there was something else. I ended up doing the EGR delete as well. Ended up doing that. And wait, was that it? Was that it? EGR delete. The port blocked off the inlet, exhaust, and the sprocket. Yeah, no, I guess that's it. Oh, and I'm gonna do an oil change on it too. The first break-in oil change that I know of. I don't know if the previous owner did one, so I'm gonna do one. So, update. Both bikes are swapped. I have to finish wiring on the actual swap itself, the replacement. That one, alright, so basically the engine, well, the bike that wasn't running in the beginning of the day is now running. The bike that was running, it's almost running. Only thing I have to do is the actual wiring, because it's actually male to male. Where is that? Yeah, so I gotta just make a connector for it. That's it, that's all. I'm gonna do the connector on, actually no, I'm gonna just change the connector for the actual engine itself. So I'm gonna go for a 6-pin. So then that way, because I know this is actually a 5-pin, I'm gonna just have to figure out what I'm gonna do with that third wire. But I'd rather have it plugged up versus just out and sending power just randomly. But anyway, yeah. Ah, shit. I threw the ported head on here. I couldn't throw the 16-2 sprocket on. Not the ported head, the ported intake. And it has the EGR delete. So, I don't know. I'm gonna put a seat on it, and I'm gonna go rip it for a little bit just to see how it feels. I'm gonna actually clean up though, so that way when I come back, it's not black. I'm just riding around, but yeah, I don't want it to come out. We'll come back and I can't see shit on the ground. So let me just start cleaning up before I decide to go out and test ride this one. Which actually, there is one thing I gotta do before I forget. I gotta actually tension the chain. So yeah, I'm glad I didn't just hop on it. I gotta tension that before I go. Bet. And I'm getting ready to call it a night. So that one has officially run out of the old gas, I'm assuming. I had it on reserve, and as I was actually getting ready to pull in here, it actually started puttering and sputtering and all that extra shit. So I think I'm out of gas now. Good. All that old gas is going out of that tank. Now there's a couple things that I'm gonna have to do with this one. It's not gonna be tomorrow, only because I'm going on a ride. Now, for starters, I didn't actually mention this, but on this one, I had to actually I had to cut the frame, right? Because of right here. Cool. So because I had to do that, now the brake don't fit, right? Cool. So I got a spacer. I'm gonna have to just cut this and then use a spacer behind here, so that way there's enough room between the spacer and where it needs to actually pivot. Cool. I need to change the clutch bracket. I have one that I'm gonna try out. For the carb itself, I had to completely delete the choke. Completely delete it. Like, I had to actually remove the choke out of the carb because there just wasn't enough room for this PZ30, even with the carb pointed out. So I mean, it is what it is. Oil cooler is on, is tucked. I'm gonna just have to reroute those lines. I didn't want to open them, but I mean, I guess I'll open them, whatever it is, what it is. Get those routed better. And brake, the sprocket. I gotta change out the sprocket, and I have to actually change the pins on the engine to meet. Actually, no, both. I'm changing the harness and the engine, so then that way it's just the same thing. I'm changing to a 6-pin, like I mentioned earlier, and yeah, that's actually gonna be it. I should be able to actually start this one once I'm done all that. Long day, long day, long day. I tell you. But look, 3 out of 4 ain't bad. My goal today was 4 bikes running. Right, I got 3 out of 4. I ain't even mad at it. Why? Because that one wasn't running. So I got one that wasn't running. I'm happy with that. This one's almost there. It's almost there. If I wasn't going out tomorrow, I would be outside trying to get this started tomorrow. Which honestly, I got to meet up at 9 o'clock. So I got to leave at 8 o'clock. So if I'm up at 5 o'clock, I might come outside and just start playing with this one just to see what I can get done before I leave. I'm gonna have to get some gas though. I'm gonna definitely have to get some gas. And yeah, I can't use this gas tank. I forgot that's the gas tank that's leaking. So I have to get a replacement or get that repaired or whatever. But anyway, it's getting dark. I'm about to go inside. I feel accomplished. I got 3 bikes out of 4 done. 75% ain't bad for me, especially with how much I was doing. And basically, I got every bolt into each bike. Every bolt is where it belongs. There's nothing that's out of the bikes. Like I said, I just have to do some fiddling on here so I can get that. And yeah, that's basically it, honestly. But you know what? I'm about to go. My feet hurt, my body hurt. I've been on my feet since 8 o'clock this morning. I've been out here for 12 plus hours on my feet. I haven't really sat down, so see y'all in the next one. Keep progressing, keep doing spontaneous shit like buying engines and then buying bikes and then swapping said bike with said engine, and you never know what you're gonna get. You just never know. Stay tuned. My feet hurt, but my goal was to have my goal was to have 4 bikes running today, right? I got 3 bikes running. Cool. But that 4th bike, I'm like 90% there. 90% there. I just have to finish wiring to get it started. So basically, for me to get this 165 FMM to fit, I had to grind right here behind the brake pedal, right? So now I'm gonna have to actually cut this short so I could actually put something skinnier behind it, so that way it can still pivot. I have a spacer to do that. I don't have time today because it's dark out. But yeah, once I do that, I should have a working brake with the swap. So let me see. Yeah, it's a little finicky. But yeah, realistically, I want it back to where it's supposed to be at. Obviously. And then I gotta reroute the oil cooler lines. I got the oil cooler actually mounted off of the mount itself, and I got a plate just sandwiched it in. Yeah, I'm gonna just have to reroute these. But that's how this one's actually mounted. And the difference between this engine and the harness is they're both males. So the harness connector is a male, the engine's male. Same thing on the stator. So yeah, I'm gonna have to change those tomorrow. Not tomorrow, whenever the fuck I come back and get a chance. On today's episode of What He Doing, I'm at a meet. I am at a rideout. I'm gonna do a little walkthrough. There's me, and then there's me right there.
Hey, we wait like 10 more minutes and then we go to the next spot.
That seat look comfy as hell. This nigga got 80-something thousand miles on it now. If y'all know, y'all know. This is that one. I think he said 85. Fire. 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 Got the twins out, the trike. Yeah. Yeah. Fire. I like that seat. I like that seat. Got the twins. Got the motherfucking NS Sexy out this bitch. This shit clean. This shit is clean. Look at this. That shit is stupid clean. With the red guts. Clean. Just got back from a ride out. Day 2 of doing the 223 swap on the new KP. The 150 swap on the one that was 229 swap, the CG 250. 250, it was really a 229. That 150 is up and running, nice and fine. That's cool and dandy. Now I gotta finish a couple things on here. So if I didn't mention it, which I think I did, but it's sunlight now, so it's better to explain it. I got this spacer right here. So basically I'm gonna cut the length of the spacer off of the back, so then that way I can actually still use my brake lever, because I had to cut the frame to actually get the engine to mount. Okay, cool, that's fine. There's one thing I gotta knock out, so I'm gonna leave that right there. I have to actually change that clutch brackets to this one right here because of the KP's clutch cable. So the threads are all the way over here. So basically, yeah, that would end up having it somewhere in here. Right. Cool, got that bracket. I'm gonna leave that right there. What else do I gotta do? I gotta take that front sprocket off and actually put these spacers on behind it. Once I get the brake figured out, I can put this cover back on. What else is it? The shifter, rear sprocket, and I'm about to start by actually seeing if I can get it to start. So let me go ahead and do that. I haven't run any gas through the carb yet, but everything is wired up. It's just a matter of making sure that the yellows are actually the correct yellows. But other than that, I want to actually try out this CDI as well, because I already know with the 150 it doesn't work. I'm about to just see if it's going to work with this one. If it does, I'll actually know, because that red light right there is going to flash. If it doesn't flash, that just means I'm going to have to go find the other stock one that I originally pulled off of that bike anyway. So that being said, I'm just going to crank it over, see if I see that light. Oh, got the kill on. Do I got the starter plugged up? Oh shit. Hold up. Something ain't right here. Something ain't right. Alright, let me check it out. That's what it is. I fucking forgot to put the power to the starter. Give me 1 second. Alright. Now let's see. So that's not lighting up. So let me try the stock CDI. Alright. Got that plugged up, yeah. So with this carb, I had to take the choke off. It is cranking. Let me actually put some fuel in there just to see if it's actually gonna start. Actually open that. Alright, let me go grab the harness and see which CDI it has. Alright, so here I am still in yet another part off of the project that should have been done. But, you know, here I am doing other projects. Anyway, CDI, here's the hoping this one works. And I think it actually might. I think it might. Alright. I'm trying to hold my phone and do this at the same time, so just bear with me. It's gonna work. This should fire right up. Alright. Alright. Okay. Let's see if it's going to. Hey. Hey. Okay. Where's the damn thing? Let me turn this idle up some. Okay, so I gotta buy another one of these CDIs basically. That's the gist of it. I gotta buy another one of those, but I got it to start. Okay, cool. Cool. So now I got 4 running bikes. Need a gas tank for that one out, because that gas tank is fucked. I'm not gonna rev it or anything. I'm just letting it do what it's gonna do for now, because I just wanted to make sure it was actually gonna work. This is fucking excellent. This is fucking excellent. Cool. Because the idle's low. It's gonna flash. But hey, it started up. Cool. That's all I needed to know. That's all I needed to know. Now I can finish putting it together. So wait, here's where I'm at, right? I tried the stock CDI for the KP Mini. Once again, didn't work. Tried the Zamosa CDI, which has the dip switch on it. Didn't work. I tried another one of these, but it was a different brand. They're both DC, didn't work. This DC digital plugged right in, and it worked. First try. First try. So now I can pin those. I'm gonna need a battery actually, just to verify that I got them pinned correct. So then that way I don't go through what I went through with the 230 that I had on there, with the 229. So basically I had to change the pink wire and the yellow wire on the engine to the harness. But either way, I'm trying to make sure I get this right with this one. So because it's only a 4-pin on the harness and the engine is a 5-pin, I'm just gonna run a 6-pin connector, and the one that's not in use is just gonna be off to the side, not in use. But yeah, let me finish doing what I gotta do. I gotta put the sprocket on over there. I gotta do some shit with this, and yeah, I got some shit to finish. 150 is running, and you know it's running because the light is on. Same with the 223. Alright, I'm gonna do an oil change on this because I don't know what the fuck is in there, and I also gotta finish actually getting everything mounted, but I just wanted to make sure that it was gonna run before I did all of that. So good to know it runs. So yeah, let me I guess let me mount this. Let me just mount it. I'm gonna buy another one. I'm gonna have to. This is fucking excellent. I don't know if the engine was ever on its side or anything like that. It maybe it was. It's a used engine, so honestly, I don't even mind revving it right now. Just being honest. If it was a brand new engine, I wouldn't rev it. Ooh. Yeah, I think this one's gonna be fun. I think this one is gonna be fun. And it got the accelerator pump too, which I might have to actually tune this. I might have to, because I don't think fuel was coming out. That one's gonna run out of gas because it's just whatever's in the car. But yeah, great, cool, great. Let me finish doing what I gotta do with this. Perfect. Back at it on the 223 now, doing the oil change on it, and I was about to do the fender delete while the oil was draining, right? But I'm trying to find the goddamn drain plug. I don't see a drain plug on this engine. That's very, very, very strange. So let me just move this out the way and get under there and show you. Okay, so anybody see a drain plug under there? Anywhere to drain, because I'm not seeing engine drain. That's very strange. How the fuck do you make an engine with no drain plug? So I'm assuming I'm gonna have to drain it through the oil cooler itself. I might have to actually take that up. I don't know, that's weird. It did come with the tool to actually, I believe, get that off, but that's just so strange. Why do I have to drain it from there? I guess because the bike is leaning over there, maybe? That might be the logic behind it. I don't know. That's weird as hell, though. Alright. Okay. Wait a minute. I just noticed this, too. This is a brand new, well, not brand new, but like, bike only had 23 miles when I got it. But it is from 2018. I think this one is. Yeah, this is 2018. So, I mean, I guess age. I don't know. Honestly, got to be one of the dumbest ways to have to drain your oil is to have to drain it from the filter side or the screen side. There's legitimately no drain plug on this engine. And because there's an oil cooler on here, there's difficulties with taking the lines off of that, which I'm assuming the previous owner already went through because that line was pre-bent. So, yeah, with that being said, it's a dumbass design. But anyway, oil's draining. So I guess let me move on to doing the tail tidy. Well, fender delete. Got another swap completed. Just gotta not burn my damn leg, but just want to show you how the difference real quick. The 223 right now is currently at 40 miles. Well, the bike itself. The engine, I still don't know how many miles is on it. The 300, 1586 on the 300. Only had 10 miles on this bike when I got it. This one originally had 23 miles when I got it. And I didn't start actually like test riding this until like 38 miles. So I'm gonna just say 40 miles. And look at the difference in the front. Can't even get it to focus on that one. Let me turn the hazards off. Of course you can't really see it because it's fucking dark out, whatever, but they both running the same CDI. This one just got more shit. I got the fucking GPS and a whole bunch of other shit. This one is the stock with a swap and a fender eliminator, or fender delete. I did a better job on the fender delete on this one than I did on this one, honestly. But you know what? I ain't even mad at it. And I thought I was tripping. There is more of a gap. Alright, whatever. I also wired this light up how this light was. Because originally, this is the running light on this light. And these are the brake lights. I like this look. So, yeah. Gonna have to put some miles on this bitch. I have to make sure that the battery that I put in here is actually going to charge, so I have to make sure that the yellow wires are actually in the correct position. I get that figured out, and yeah, I think I'll be good to actually just start putting some miles on this one too. I don't have to break it in. I don't got to break it in because it was a used engine. I actually do have the gauge if I want to plug that harness up, maybe give it power just to see if I could see how many miles the bike had that it came off of. I could give it a shot. I might. I don't know. But either way though, I'm proud of myself for making shit happen, okay? Never stop progressing. Stay tuned for the next one. I don't know which bike I'm going to be on. I don't know which bike I'm going to be working on. I don't know what I'm going to be doing. I don't know where I'm going to be at. Who knows? With me, you never know. You just never know. Stay tuned. Keep progressing and keep making spontaneous purchases because you never know what you're going to get. You never know. 2 cheap KP minis that are twins that were both low mileage. Gotta love it.